Hi there, and welcome to yet another NDTV-Dettol telethon, where we all join hands, or perhaps we don't, and come together against COVID-19, the deadly virus that has killed 110,000 people worldwide. In India, the death figure is seeing a sharp increase, the number of cases also increasing, but the government says a timely lockdown has kept these figures low, or else there would have been around 8 lakh cases by now. How long will this fight last? And also, how will life be like after coronavirus? I guess there are a few questions. These, in fact, are those most important questions on everyone's mind. Good evening, I'm Sanket Upadhyay.
हेलो, आई एम अंजलि इसवाल। नमस्कार। कोरोना के खिलाफ इस जंग में पूरा देश और पूरा संसार इतना व्यस्त है कि कोरोना के बाद की चुनौतियों के बारे में सोचना भी मुश्किल है, लेकिन वो भी एक हकीकत है जिससे हमें रूबरू कभी ना कभी होना ही पड़ेगा। इस वायरस का असर सिर्फ हमारी सेहत पर नहीं पड़ेगा, ये अपनी छाप हर जगह छोड़ जाएगा, चाहे अर्थव्यवस्था हो, आपसी संबंधों पर, सामाजिक ताने बाने पर, यहाँ तक कि आपकी और मेरी सोच पर भी। जो भी हो, एक बात तो साफ है, जब पूरा भारत साथ आएगा तो इस मुश्किल का कोई ना कोई हल जरूर निकलेगा। तो कोरोना वायरस से भारत की जंग और उसके बाद की दुनिया पर आज ये हम कार्यक्रम करने जा रहे हैं, और हमारे साथ एनडीटीवी के डॉक्टर प्रणय रॉय भी जुड़ गए हैं। आप सबका शुक्रिया, आप सबका स्वागत इस कार्यक्रम में।
Before we begin this broadcast, Dr. Roy, I wanted to ask you, see, there is apart from the questions that we are talking about here, there is a question on everyone's mind on whether this lockdown has been successful or not. There's talk of its extension, but were these 21 days successful or not? What's your view?
Well, globally, people do say lockdowns work because of social distancing, but what they tend to do is not cure the problem. They kind of postpone the problem. So you get time to prepare, you get time to get your hospitals ready, and also there's a subtle undertone where some of the younger population get immunity. So you have this herd immunity during a lockdown. But a lockdown can't carry on forever because of the economy, etc. But we just had a look at whether our lockdown worked or not. And frankly, this is what the data shows, pure data. The lockdown is working. All India coronavirus infections have been going down as a result of the lockdown. Just have a look. If you look at the percent, how much it doubles every day. Now, this is the beginning of the lockdown where the graph starts, and then you go about a week into the lockdown and it was going up. The number of cases was per day was rising. In fact, all that was due to the pre-lockdown infections. So about 10 days into the lockdown, after the first week, if this lockdown hadn't happened, just look at the trajectory India would have faced. We would have had a sharply rising graph, an arrow going upwards. We can just bring that onto the graph. We can see the trajectory without a lockdown, and that would have been terrible. Instead of doubling every few days, every 3 days, it would have doubled, maybe every day. But look what the lockdown did. Bang! Once it set in and the initial impact of pre-lockdown infections were over, a sharp downturn, a really sharp downturn, and that's a very, very good indicator. This sharp improvement happened once the lockdown began to take effect. And now, instead of doubling every 3 days, the number of infections are doubling every 6 days. A little upturn towards the end, which is, we must make it clear, this is early data, there are not that many cases. We're not sure how reliable the data is, but given the data and given the early days and with all the ifs and buts and provisos, you can more or less indicate or say that the lockdown has been a success.
So, Dr. Roy, the Health Ministry's press briefing yesterday, they released some data where they said that had lockdown and social distancing not happened, we would have seen 8.2 lakh cases by the 15th of April.
I would tend to agree with that. And there'll be many projections. In fact, as we appealed last time to the Indian Statistical Institute, build models, tell us how many infections there are going to be, state by state, region by region, what is going to be the need for how many hospitals, how many ventilators. ISI, you're the best. Come out with these models. Globally, everybody's working on their own country models. We need you to, make these much better forecasts than any of us can. But, he's in the right track. We saw that line going straight up and then suddenly
it came down.
When the lockdown kicked in. Yeah.
With an extension of the lockdown, let's hope that this trend continues because that's the intended purpose.